What do you prefer to drink, bottled water or tap water?
Definitely bottled water.
Bottled water.
I prefer bottled water.
Bottled water.
Bottled water.
Bottled. Yeah. Bottled water.
Bottled water because I'm a little bit nervous what's in tap water.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. This is like hard. Well, bottled water is usually it's filtered, so it's not just. And I think tap water is sometimes like dirty, depending on where you're from. So.
I guess I think that the tap water is pretty safe, but I do use the bottled water in my house sometimes. But
to me, it seems cleaner, but I do know that like sometimes there isn't really a difference.
Because a lot of times in South Oakland, the tap water can be a little iffy, I would say.
I read too many National Geographic specials back in the day about tap water and what may be in them, what may be in it. So supposedly even in New York they have like little floating shrimp thingies in the water. I don't know.
I do think it's cleaner. I think it's purified.
It says it is. I trust it. I trust that the labels that says it's filtered and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's from a company, so obviously they're not going to sell anything that's not purified or anything that they can, I don't know, get in trouble for. So.
In the United States, tap water is regulated under the Environmental Protection Agency. Municipalities have to test water sources several times a day. The results of these tests must be published. Because the production of bottled water falls under private industry, it is virtually unregulated. One person at the FDA is responsible for overseeing the regulation of all bottled water. And the FDA is only responsible for interstate commerce, or bottled water that moves from state to state. And this only covers about 30% of bottled water. 60 to 70% of bottled water is sold within state lines, which means that 60 to 70% of bottled water is completely unregulated. The product is only tested by the private industries that sell them, and they are not obligated to publish their results to the public. When bottles of water are tested, hazardous chemicals are sometimes found in them, such as vinyl chloride, betadiene, styrene, and benzene. So in the end, bottled water is less regulated and, in fact, less safe than municipal water. So why do so many people believe the opposite? For the answer to this, we have to go back to the 1970s. It was then that soft drink companies such as Pepsi and Coca-Cola began to see a decline in the sales of their products. They needed to think of something new, something healthy, so they decided they would bottle and sell tap water. They then began a tactic known as manufactured demand, using advertising to smear tap water, hoping to create a market for their new product. As a result, bottled water has been a fast-growing market in the U.S. Some even call it blue gold because of how profitable it is. One way to understand how expensive bottled water is to compare it to gasoline. A gallon of gas costs around $3. A 1-liter bottle of water costs about $2.50. So a gallon of bottled water would cost about $10, or a little bit over 3 times more than gasoline. In the United States, we buy more than 500 million bottles of water every week. Here we spend $23 billion annually on bottled water, and around the globe, $60 billion are spent on the product every year. But by purchasing bottled water, our money goes to private beverage companies and away from public investment. It's time to discover the truth about bottled water, and to start taking back the tap.
Do you prefer bottled water or tap water, and why?
Tap water, because it's free.
Tap water.
Tap water. Bottled water's too expensive and kind of annoying to get.
Tap water's cheap and or free, and I know it's like as clean, if not more clean than bottled water. So.
I use tap water mostly.
would you say if I told you that tap water is actually more heavily regulated than bottled water?
I'd be disappointed.
I'd be pissed at all the money I spent on bottled.